Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Question for you. Repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Repetition is the mother of learning. Don't know who of you are watching who is a mother or perhaps a father. It's about the same. But as a baby, how do you learn to say mama and papa? You only do that when you heard it over and over and over again, because your mom wants you to say mama and your dad wants you to say daddy. So that's dada in the beginning and whatever they make of it. I don't have any children, but I watch the children of my friends and my neighbors, and I I realize, yeah, and I've learned this, of course, this is the procedure. Repetition is the mother of learning. I've heard that for a long, long time. And, you can also think of the way you learned things in school. Repetition. At least I was taught to repeat it over and over again. And I still do certain things over and over again. Specifically, positive words to myself. So when it comes to your weight issues, your overweight, your obesity, and you have tried dozens of different diets and they don't work. You dropped the weight, you got rid of it, you don't want to lose any weight. You don't want to lose any weight. Anything you have lost in your life, your car keys, your home keys, a pet, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, any kind of relationship, perhaps a grandparent, when you lose something, it's painful. The mind knows that losing is painful. So when you want to lose weight, you can for a short period, but eventually the weight comes back on. That's like a reward that you stuck it out for so long, suffering that loss, suffering that pain. So you don't want to lose it, you want to drop it, shed it, get slim, get slender, get fit. And it's not just dropping the weight, it's the whole lifestyle. It's just creating an entire different lifestyle for yourself. Healthier food, cooking from scratch as much as possible. Yes, it takes a little bit of work to take care of that incredible machine called the body. It really is. It's a little bit more laborious than taking care of your car, of your automobile. But the more you take care of your body, the better it functions, the longer it functions at peak performance. Trust me, I know. I speak already from experience. So here's the thing with repetition. If you are not thriving at your ideal proportions, at your ideal body weight, at your ideal you, I want you to observe just for a week. What are you saying to yourself? What are you saying and repeating over and over again when you do something wrong? And wrong in whose eyes? When you're beating yourself up? But most of all, I want you to observe how you talk to yourself when it comes to your overweight body, your obese body, your efforts to shred it, the pounds. What are you saying to yourself? What are you repeating over and over again? Repeating is like grinding the grooves in a record. And most of you probably do not even know how records were made, but that's okay. It's grinding the groove. And that's why we have the expression, you're in the groove, you're on the right track. When you constantly repeat that, what you do not desire, what you do not choose in your perfect life, why do you do it? Well, you do it for the most part because you're not even aware of it. You are not aware of the fact that you talk very negatively about yourself to yourself. Now, that's not necessarily your fault, but I'm going to whack you right now. I'm going to train you, teach you, educate you that right now you can change it because now you know. And where did this come from? This comes from your upbringing. Can't help it. Parents are not to blame, in a way, are not to blame because they got it again from their parents. And I challenge you, if your parents and grandparents are still alive, I challenge you, next time you communicate with them, to listen to their words. What are they saying? What are they talking about? Are they moaning, bitching, complaining, griping? You fill up this word, all the words. Is there anything really positive, or is there still this negative energy running through everything? It's very important, really, really very important. You inherit that from them. So you're not really to blame, but right now that I've pointed it out to you, and hopefully it makes sense to you, from now on you are to blame for the negative self-talk, because it is within your power to change it. I suggest you start writing down what you think is negative about you. And if you already figured it out, put the positive down. And if you, besides that, realize, feel that there is a bunch of positive things about you, write them down. Write them down. And then I like to suggest to you that from now on you have shower conversations with yourself. Because tell me, who does anything really smart, useful in the shower? Nobody. You stand there and enjoying it, right? That's pampering yourself a little bit. That could be positive. But talk to yourself. Learn to talk to yourself in the shower about your day, about how fabulous you feel when you jumped out of bed. No, not just crawling out of bed. Jumped out of bed, because you're going to change your lifestyle to a very positive one. Because that all has to do with coming into balance with who you really are, loving your life, loving what you do. And if you don't love what you do for a living, that's a different series of videos. And you can change anything, you can change. But I want you to embrace yourself. I want you to love yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. And anything that you may consider wrong with you, you're going to scrutinize it. You're going to observe it, scrutinize it, lay it on a magnifying glass under a microscope and look at it and go like, that is so horribly wrong. I'm going to erase that from my thought pattern. Now, let me give you one warning. Huge warning. This is not something you're going to do for the next days, weeks, perhaps a couple of months. This is part of your new lifestyle. It really is. Every day. I have been doing this for years. Every day I repeat positive things about myself to myself. I talk to myself. I praise myself. I applaud myself. I'm standing on the ladder to take the popcorn off a 13 feet high ceiling, and it works perfect. I am high-fiving myself. I'm celebrating myself on top of the ladder. Dirty as can be, because if you have ever taken popcorn off, it's not really like those videos. Not really. It's sort of close. You get a little bit of an idea, but it's everywhere. It's on you. And it's okay, because it's all water soluble. But I am so proud of doing it. I'm not 21 anymore. And that's okay. I'm doing it because I love to do it, because I am, making my house beautiful for the rest of my life. I love my house. So, at the same as I love my house, I love my body. It's all the same. I live in my body and my body lives in my home. It's all the same. And my beautiful body goes into my beautiful car. So I take care of all of that. And you can do exactly the same. Just learn to accept it. Own it. You can only change what you own. You cannot change anything that the neighbors own. You can only change what you own. So own yourself, embrace yourself, see where you're not doing what you would like to do, and change it. Write it down. When you write it down, it's the most important thing. Beep, black and white. That's a toughie. That's a toughie when you see it like that. It's even worse than listening to it. When you have written it down, two things happen. And write it down with your own handwriting, with a pen. Something magical happens when you write things down. It's a constant communication between the hand and the mind and the brain. And it's magnificent. So write it down. Do yourself a favor. If you truly want to become that fabulous woman or man that you have dreamt about, you've got to take some action. Not just like, oh, it's not working. You've got to take the action and you can do it. So back to the shower conversation. And I don't care if you're 20, 40, 60, 100 pounds overweight and you disgusted about your body. You have to turn it around because that's the only body you have and you can change it. Here. Start to love yourself. Start to love yourself. When you're in the shower, just love your body. Thank your body. Thank your feet for carrying that heavy weight, your ankles, your knees, your hips. They are carrying the brunt of you. So thank them and repeat it over and over again. Every time you get out of a chair with that still extra baggage, thank your knees, thank your feet, thank your ankles with every step you take. And just promise them, I'm changing this. You're going to have an easier job. Just bear with me. I love you. Just have a little bit of patience. There's nobody around. And even if they are around, you do it in your mind. Just thank them in your mind. And if they are listening, that's fine as well. You've got to love your own body. And of course, we're beyond talking about healthy food. Junk food is out of the way. You know that. Just good food. Start from scratch. Don't buy anything prepared because, oh my goodness gracious me, I can tell you what's in it and you don't want to ever touch it again if you know what's in it and what it does to your body. So, shower talk. Repetition shower talk. Love yourself. Write it down. That's the start of it. The disclaimer, this is everything I have learned from my very powerful, loving mentors. I just poured my own sauce over it. If you like it, great. Press the like button, press the subscribe button, and if you haven't done so, share it with whomever you think might benefit from it. And if you don't like it, that's okay with me as well. I appreciate you listening anyway. Talk again tomorrow. Take care.